micro layout?
We made a train layout.
All right, so let's go to the top and see what it looks like.
Did
Yeah,
it?
it looks
Well,
good.
might want to pull out a bit.
Oh, what?
I didn't mean that in any appropriate method whatsoever.
Yeah.
What are you Beej, what are you doing?
Yeah, hang about.
Get out of there, mate.
Hang about. There you go.
Look at it.
Center it nicely. So yeah, there's this is the result of that big mess of sculptor mold and paint that we
And music.
and music.
I gloved up for the occasion.
That's it. And look at you've lovingly created replica scenery. So you can see how
You were all gloved up.
The music's coming back to me. I'm just bringing back happy. I'm warm and fuzzy.
Without the gloves, all of the moisture in your body will just be completely sucked out. So
not now.
Nope, not now.
No, so it's pretty much dry.
It's hard as a rock.
Yep.
It's pretty
And
much
it's very light.
There is a little bit of a wet spot here.
That was where it was put on real thick.
And it has been in the basement for the past fortnight. So we haven't done any sort of drying aids as far as putting it near a heater, hair dryer. It's just been sat in the back room.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
Festering away.
That's the best way, isn't it? Natural drying.
I wouldn't know. I've never done one before. This is new to me.
Less chances of it cracking.
So what are we doing today?
So
What's the next step?
So I think we've done a good job with the actual landscape.
I think we've done a bloody good job.
I think the sculptor mold, the way we've worked it, has a nice kind of rough, irregular, kind of a natural finish. We added the brown paint to sort of give it an earthy color. Otherwise, it would just be white.
Yeah.
But
That
we're going to work
bland.
really bland. But the idea is that if something gets bumped or chipped off, that underneath it's not just white plaster, and then you have to try and color match it. It's going to be colored throughout.
Yeah.
But we're going to do the ballast.
Okay.
On the track.
Ballast. What's ballast?
Well, I've got a bag of it behind us.
Bag of ballast.
Why are you so excited? Where are you going? Go back.
I'm going in circles.
So this is ballast.
That looks like something I could make a mess with.
So there's a bag of stuff, which is little tiny stones.
Yeah.
Is it scale?
It's not scale specific.
Scale, it's stones.
But
it's not a fish.
They float.
This is Woodland Scenics product. So a lot of companies make ballast. Woodland Scenics probably has the biggest range that I've seen. They do it in 3 different. The stones they produce in different thicknesses,
right,
depending on the application and the scale. So first of all, ballast, for those that don't know, the rocks that live underneath the track. It's basically the roadbed on which the track sits.
So it spreads the load of the train as it goes over.
Spreads the load of the train, and the reason why they use crushed rock is because it's for drainage, basically.
Yeah.
So if it rains heavily on track, track's elevated on a ballast roadbed, the water escapes through the rocks. Otherwise, if you built it on dirt or soil, the track would wash out.
Right.
Because the track is only as strong as or as reliable as the foundation it's laid upon.
Okay.
So you do it you do the opposite with marble roads. You lay the track first, and you lay the ballast over the top.
Let's go.
So this is coarse gray.
Is it in scale?
No, because coarse gray would be too thick for end scale. But we're modeling 009, so this
I think coarse suits you to a T.
009.
I think coarse is easier to work with.
Course is for horses.
So,
we could put a little horse on here.
We could. We absolutely could.
Wait, in the river?
A 009 horse.
Yeah, let me just grab a few bits and pieces. But first, there's
a job for you.
I want to put an orc in there.
Job for you.
I haven't told you about that, Marlin. So, can I put an orc in there?
You can put whatever you want in there, as long as it fits.
What? An orc?
Within the
near the bridge.
Well, we've got the Cromlech orcs. You can certainly put like a troll under the bridge.
Yes,
that's a good idea. Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it.
All right. So what do you got there? Shall we go on the overhead?
What am I doing?
This is for you. So you're going to
a bunch of flowers.
Well, in a way, it's a little plastic Woodland Scenics tree armature.
Oh, there it is.
A tree armature.
Yeah, so it looks pretty. It looks pretty uneventful, doesn't it? It's like it's flat. How is that going to look realistic?
It's not.
Well, 2-dimensional tree.
Yeah. So that's
this is crap.
That's your task, I guess. While I get everything ready, is to.
So you got to make it look good.
How do I do it?
So this is actually wire. It's plastic reinforced. Well, it's not plastic reinforced. It's wire covered in plastic. So you can bend all of these branches out, fan it out like a tree.
Do you want me to bend it?
Yeah, bend it out. You can snap the tree base off if you want, so that we.
But don't we have 9-step snippets for that?
Oh, you can just twist these. That's fine.
So do we want this bit off?
Yeah. And then the idea will be that we will, once you've got the tree shaped the way you think it should be.
I have no idea. I've never done this.
We'll first time. Just think about how a tree should look.
Twist them and.
There you go. In the meantime, while you do that,
make it look sort of realistic.
I don't know. What does the real tree look like?
You see trees every day. Look at a tree out the front. Yeah, just copy that.
It's got no leaves. I'm done.
That's right. Still a little bit flat, but that's okay. Don't be
All right,
scared
put it over
to-
here. Let's see
to
it from the
fan
top.
it out.
What do you mean fan it out?
Well, because trees aren't flat; they're not two-dimensional. They package them two-dimensional because that looks
Well, that's
pretty
better.
good. I think
Is that
looks
a tree?
good.
Yeah.
Put it
Pop
in
it over
the
here.
top camera, and we can have a look.
All right, let's do zoom image.
I think this looks a lot better than it did a few seconds ago.
There you go. So it's not two-dimensional anymore.
You could actually stick it in the wet plaster for now if you wanted to. Just sort of
Could I?
just stick it in.
Hang on, Marlin. That's a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit. Is that right? That's like
Yeah.
this. Don't I have to paint it or something? Didn't you say?
Well, if you
Well, you
want
just want to make the hole
want
first,
to
yeah?
paint it, you can. I don't think for there you go. So we've got a tree.
We've got a tree.
Tree set. A dead tree. It's a very like dead, sparse looking nuclear fallout looking layout, right?
Well, it's just like
But-
the plane trees outside. What do I do now? Do I paint it? with
yeah.
glue?
So basically, this is
Is that what I do?
another Woodland Scenics product. They usually
That's
sell
that
it
one on top.
in a larger tub. This is called a hobby tack. So wherever you want your leaves to stick, you want to brush the glue on.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, wherever you think the leaf should stick. So
Well, on the
obviously
branches.
leaves don't grow down the trunks.
Some do.
Some do.
Not or moss also grows on the north side of the tree or whatever they say. So
Where does the apple grow?
apple grows all over the tree.
Can
really.
we put acorns on it? I like acorns.
Acorns.
It'll be really small acorns.
If you get acorns, you need squirrels.
You're not
as
going to
well.
make me punch out these leaves, are you? Is that the thing where we have to
No,
punch them out? with
They're
the- I've
we're
heard
using-
about punching out leaves.
we're
and I'm
using
not-
something called clump foliage.
What?
Yeah.
Clump foliage.
Foliage, whichever you want to call it.
Foliage.
So basically, it's like ground up bits of foam that have been dyed different colors. And again, Woodland Scenics product. This is sort of if you buy one of their tree kits, you
Like
get
a
all
bit
of these components.
It's like a bit of green bum fluff.
What fluff?
Bum fluff. You know, like when
Belly
you
button
empty,
fluff?
like if you emptied out like electric. I don't use electric razor, but if you've ever used electric razor
Yeah.
and empty it out,
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what it looks
not
like?
Pleasant. Yeah,
yeah, a bit of
I
bum fluff.
used one of those for a short period of time, and I thought it was a pretty terrible product.
Did
But-
you-
but
Well,
this-
we're not here
No,
to
to
review shavers.
razors. No, that's it.
That'll give you burns.
What would?
Let's move on.
We're not meant to put it in the fire.
So yeah, so while you're doing that,
Is it done?
I'll quickly talk about ballasting.
I'm not sure. Is it
Yeah.
done?
Yeah,
Do I just hose it on like a chimp?
that's good. What you've done is excellent.
Yeah.
I think what you've
I reckon that's
done
good.
wherever
Every branch.
wherever you think foliage should stick. Now the idea is that this stuff actually gets stickier and tackier if you wait about 15 minutes. Or
Really?
more.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna wait.
It's like
So we're
it's
gonna
like
wait.
TDK tire sauce. Oh, we have to visit that. Wonder how our tires going.
Oh yes.
So yeah, if you're satisfied with that, you can stick it in its little base, and then
that
we can
said,
put it aside.
that said, it's about 8.3 degrees in here today, isn't it? Is it just me? Is it really cold here in Melbourne?
Not the
pretty
warmest
freezy.
day on record, but it's. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, gonna stick it back in the hole.
Is it? I'm not sure.
Go to there. Okay.
My fingers are all
So
sticky.
it's there upright. We're just gonna wait for the glue to,
That's it.
I guess,
Okay,
flash off.
now what?
So we're gonna end up creating a lot of trees, not
Oh.
on camera, not on camera.
Not on the new
But-
t-shirt. Shizzle. That's never going to wash out.
I'm sure it will. But let's talk about ballasting. So it's
Okay.
a multi-step process. Kind of complicated, but kind of not if you've got the right equipment.
Right.
Show me.
So obviously, how do you get this to stick to the track without ruining the track?
Go from the top.
Yeah, and how do you get that to adhere properly?
Okay.
There's a lot
So
of
the ballast is
techniques.
going to go along here.
Yeah. So it'll fall between the sleepers and it'll go along the sides.
Yep.
We'll kind of ignore that bit for a moment because that's a big gaping hole and
This
everything will
mouthwash
just
tastes
fall
funny.
down it. Well, it shouldn't be too bad because that's basically this is what we call wet water.
Wet water.
Wet water.
That makes sense.
Now this is a soaking agent, and it's
Soaking agent.
basically just water with a drop of dishwashing liquid.
Right.
And this is going to help break the surface tension of the ballast once we put it on. So what you do is you
The
apply
tension's incredible.
you apply the ballast first. It'll be on there dry. You use a brush to sort of get everything moved out of where it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
I guess up here.
Let's go.
But we're getting there. Hang on. So yeah,
See
you
what you
got your glue, you got your wet water. We'll show you how we use these in the process.
Yep.
We're almost there, guys. It won't be too long. We'll move the cars so we don't put ballast all over them.
Are they
moving.
scale? They're too big.
They're actually to scale with this layout.
Are they?
They are. Yeah.
Yep. Because this is narrow gauge 009.
We didn't put a driveway.
Okay.
No, we're gonna make a little path, but that's okay. Like this is a ballast applicator spreader.
Yep.
Call it.
What?
So it's
ballast.
basically a hopper in which we put the ballast. It has grooves to fit over the rail. So this is designed specifically for N scale or 009 track because there isn't a difference between the two.
Yep.
So basically, as a dry run, you put it on the rails. It won't go over where the soldiers are because that'll interfere with it. And you run it along. Should be fairly smooth. I've checked for clearance.
Have you?
Yeah. So it's a tight fit, but no, it goes like this. Sorry, I'm doing it backwards. It goes this way.
Yep.
So you go with once we fill it.
Yep.
We'll be a bit slow. So
Okay,
basically
it'll
feeds that out.
Spread out the ballast evenly.
Yeah, and then this panel underneath will sort of level it out.
Yep.
But you're going to make sure that we don't load too much in because there isn't a way to control the flow.
Just keeps going. Just goes and goes.
I just thought I'd show. This is my spreader, and it's very basic. It does the job.
Yep.
But we also have a huge range of products from Prozis that is designed specifically for this task.
What?
And I just thought I'd show as a comparison. This is for HO scale track. But this is a ballast spreader with a control gate, so you can control the flow of the ballast.
With a fuffer valve.
A what?
Fuffer valve. That's
So
what
you can shut it off, you can regulate it, but not only that, but this is designed to roll along the track, and you can actually use a locomotive, pull it along and spread your ballast. So you can I thought that was really cool. So obviously this isn't going to work for our application, the wrong scale. But if we're doing a bit more of a simple method, the most simple method would be literally just spooning it on and then sort of brushing it around. This will save a lot of time.
Yep.
This will make your train a part of the building process.
And then you could have little men moving along too, hey?
Yeah. So that's just something to look at if you guys are
What do you find
in
your
the larger scales.
Oh, and we got some eyedroppers.
And the eyedroppers, that's very important as
Is
well.
it? What do they do?
We're going to use those to apply the wet water and also the glue mixture as well, which we'll get onto. But would you like to fill the ballast hopper?
I would love to fill the ballast hopper.
Now we are going to. Which way do you want to go? Because we're going to use this as our starting and end point.
Is it?
But we're going to leave this little gap clear.
Can I drive it?
You can, but you won't be able to get over. You won't be able to get over the solder joints.
No, but I can get to there, can't I?
Yeah. So I'd start from here. You got to make sure you're going this way.
Yeah, I'm going this way. I'm going the other way.
Oh, you're going the other way. Okay, great.
Just
You're going counterclockwise.
Is that regulation?
That's fine. So just go ahead and fill that right up.
You can see the concentration on my face.
Yeah, don't tip it over because it's going to go everywhere.
That's a good start.
Is it a good start?
Yep.
You hold this?
I will hold that for you.
I'll drive that. What's happening?
You want to make sure you press it down. It might not be super smooth, but we'll see how that goes. I think.
Oh, that looks alright, doesn't it?
Pretty good.
Hang on.
There you go.
It's got
a blockage. There you go. I think you've solved that problem. Now, ballast is something that you typically don't rush too much.
What are you talking about?
And this because it doesn't have a way to control the flow of the ballast, applies a lot more ordinarily.
Oh wow, look at that.
Than you might want to use.
That's actually going on pretty smooth.
I think this is all we're going to do, Brett, for now, because it's going to be way too much ballast down, and then we're going to spend an hour rushing it around. Otherwise, the train won't work at all. And
have you seen me drive?
Yeah.
Brett likes pushing it to the edge.
We're turning it to 11.
So basically, you want to brush this until the sleepers are exposed.
Right.
Which means that we're putting down significantly more ballast than what's required.
At least it's nice and even, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And you can always reuse it. We'll just keep it on the table.
True. So I think that's definitely the most that we should use. And we should just do a little section to get started. But you can see how I'm just using this brush to sort of expose the sleepers.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that's got glue on it, so that might not be a good one to use.
You're in trouble, maker.
I got a 9 steps one. This will get it done.
Okay.
This is my Siebel one. I've freshly saved Siebel brush.
So what you can see on the inside of the track, where the wheel flanges will go, you don't want any bits of ballast to be riding up higher than the sleeper level.
I might move this up a little bit so we can see it on the camera.
That's a good idea. I think it looks quite good so far.
There we go.
Is it good?
It's getting there.
All right. Now what do we do?
We still have to do this for quite a while because we
Really?
put down a lot. We put down significantly more than what was required.
So you want to make sure all the sleeper is showing, right? You don't really want to see it hidden.
Well, yeah, you don't really want it hidden. I mean, it's okay if you get like a stone or two over it, but the critical thing at this point...
Oh, they're here for me.
...is that...
They're here. Quick.
The critical thing at this point is that you don't want the inside of the rails to have any of these ballast stones up against that.
Otherwise, the train's going to get stuck.
The train will get stuck. It'll derail.
Right.
That's why having something that controls...
It derails already.
It certainly does, but let's make it... I want to make it less likely to do that.
We should have put a bank on the corner so we could go flat out.
Well, real railways use bank corners
Do they?
high-speed trains. Yeah, not for the narrow gauge railways.
What? It's high speed.
Well, it is.
You got bank
when
tracks
you're operating it.
I'm
Metropolitan Tokyo.
Getting a mollard that'll go 136 miles per hour.
How'd you know about that?
A very knowledgeable person told us that.
Young Finley, the train whiz in the picking and packing in our logistics person.
Yeah.
He imparted some knowledge on me about a mollard. Is it mollard?
Mollard or mallard. But yeah, that was the fastest steam locomotive ever built.
Well, well done to him, because that's pretty
That's
hard to
looking
do.
really good, right?
Well, I'm just using
Fantastic.
my fingers. I'm not using a brush at all.
So that works quite well, actually. I guess if you just run your finger along the middle.
Well, it's just because it just seems to have put an awful lot down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why you did that.
It's
I'm not
definitely
sure
looking
either.
really good. Definitely.
We've managed to do the whole track already.
But what a difference it makes.
Yeah.
Like when you ballast track, I'm sure you guys can see from the picture already, like it looks quite a significant amount better.
Yeah.
But I think what
How
I'll
come
do,
we chose that color ballast? Is that specific to a time period, or is it a?
I chose gray ballast because we've got like a slate kind of gray watermill.
So you did think about it?
Yeah, and I thought like they wouldn't exactly use red stones.
They wouldn't have.
And what I think kind of looks like the English countryside.
I guess they would have used anything local, right?
Can we make it Scottish?
Could be Scottish if you want it to be.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it had sort of like an old world, British or European kind of feel to it.
So it could be like Adelaide.
It could be like Adelaide. But you know what? You're doing real good. I think
I'm not sure.
you are.
All right.
So I think
put me some wet water and glue in there.
So what are we doing now? So we've got some spray stuff.
So this is our wet water. So what we're going to do, and this will actually reactivate the Sculptamold. So if you need to touch up Sculptamold, making it wet again, will make it so that you can form it.
Really?
It reconstitutes it.
Yeah, it does to an extent. So what we're going to do
it's not orange juice, BJ.
This is basically just water and a little bit of dishwashing soap. You got a little spray bottle.
So you're putting that on first to wet it.
Yeah, we're wetting it.
And what's that do? That helps it sit in situ and help.
That looks way better wet.
You know, I always thought a layout would look really cool if it was glossy wet, as though it had been raining.
Yeah.
Yes, you should try it.
And I don't really think many people have attempted that.
No,
but
that could be a first.
The idea is that this is going to break the surface tension.
Yep.
And we could use an eyedropper as well, but I just thought spray would be a bit quicker.
Spray could be good.
And it gets the job done just as well.
You can see how it's not beading. If it was just water, you expect it to bead across the surface, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But this is actually wicking its way all the way down to the bottom.
And this is the glue. We're not going to spray this on, but we're going to use the little eyedropper. So this is
how you
what's
made
this
that?
one?
This is scenic cement, woodland scenic cement. So this is basically like
What's scenic cement.
So it's their modeling PVA.
Oh,
Right.
Yep.
It's already thin somewhat,
Yep.
so it's got a bit of a watery consistency. I've added a little bit more water, so I'm
Yep.
going to say it's probably about a 50-50 mix
Right.
of water and scenic cement.
It does look pretty thin. It looks like milk.
Yeah, like a milk-like consistency.
Yep.
And then we've got it in the eyedropper.
Yep.
And then very carefully, you want to apply it like this, and you'll see, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but it actually soaks. It soaks in really well. There we go. I think you've got it
Yeah,
quite good there.
We'll do another one. So
Yeah.
that everyone
You
at
get
home
in
can
there,
see.
Marlin. Have a look.
So we'll see the glue.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Let's move across here. There we go.
Even better.
Choo choo.
Okay, so as soon as you drop it, it sinks all the way through the ballast, and that's what you want.
So you want to get basically between the sleepers.
Yep.
Is a good spot on the outside, and then when this dries, it's rock hard basically, and you might have a few loose stones, but effectively it's almost like concrete.
Right.
Now, without using this,
Yep.
what would happen is if you just put the glue on the ballast stones without using the wet water.
Yep.
Another thing that you can use besides water with dishwashing liquid
Yep.
is isopropyl alcohol.
Right.
Because that's also good at breaking the surface temperature tension.
Yep. Or tequila.
That's
what?
Those are expensive.
Tequila.
Those are expensive options.
Flammable.
Yeah. Well, so is isopropyl alcohol, I guess. But yeah, this wet water is cheaper. But yeah, if you don't use that, if you don't break the surface tension, what you're basically doing is creating a layer of glue that just floats on top, but doesn't actually sink through. Yeah, which means
you want to go all the way in.
Exactly. So if you have a knock or a bump on the layout, there's a good chance that all of your ballast might just sheet off because it's only sheets off. Oh, only because it's attached at the surface level and not all the way through. You want the glue to seep all the way through. It might look a bit messy now. Yep. But once we're done, it'll look really good. I don't think we're going to do the whole thing on the live. No, that's fine. I think everybody will fall asleep by the time we finish it. Okay. But that is a good
that's pretty much
concept. That is it. That is. So if you guys are scared of ballasting, I know a lot of people are really scared of ballasting.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, we've just done the ballasting 101.
We have, and we've done it.
I didn't have to glove up.
No. And did you enjoy yourself?
Well, I'm in love with it even more now than I was before.
You learned, didn't you?
There you go.
And I learned how to break the surface tension and how to apply ballast. That is really cool.
We've done a really good job.
So what are we going to do with the tree?
So now we're going to
the tree. Oh, the tree.
We're going to
I forgot about the tree.
Foliage the tree. So basically, all you need to do is get that out.
Get this one.
Show the little bucket of clump.
Right, we're going to the top.
Yep. And you just dunk that in.
Just dunk it in. What do you mean, like that?
Just dunk it in. And just give it a good swirl around.
Look at that, he's taking it all.
A bit more of a swirler. Just give it a good swirl. You can be a bit aggressive with it. There you go. And then that's real good. We got bushes on the layout already. And let's have a look at that now and see how tree-like that is.
What sort of tree you made? Look at that. That's a tree.
That looks good. That looks real good. And you can put it on the layout now, and I think that'd look.
Is it?
If you're happy with it, if you're happy with the way that looks.
I don't know how to change it. So.
Well, it's kind of permanent now, semi-permanent. You can
still. It's pretty bushy.
We're adding bushes to the layout already.
Yep. Cool. So we're going to end up doing a lot more trees, right?
Yeah, we've got probably about 9 or 10 trees. So wherever we want trees, I guess we can have a little forest going on.
Can't take you anywhere.
It's very humid today. There's a lot of humidity a lot of moisture in the atmosphere.
Well, that's just breaking the surface tension.
But I think with that tree in there, that's starting to look a lot more like a real place.
It is, isn't it? It's not as
a little bit of life.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Well, that is really cool. Who would thought that we could honestly build a train set like on the live in relatively short time?
Yeah, that's it.
You know, people spend their lives doing this. We're bucking that trend and showing that you can in fact do it in little to no time. Not no time, but you could spend an hour aside a day and really get something happening on your layout.
Sure.
I mean, myself and I'm sure a lot of other modelers would understand what it's like having paralysis and that you're scared to undertake a new process like ballasting or scenery because you're scared that your first attempt might not go well. But sometimes it's good to have a little project like this that you can whip out relatively quickly.
Whip it out.
Yeah, whip it out. Just get it done. Get it done in a short time frame. And
smash it out.
You learn from that. It's your first time doing ballast.
That's my first time.
Tree,
that's right.
I think it looks pretty good.
I think it's going to look really good.
That's excellent.
So next week we're going to do grass and water.
We're going to do static grass
and water.
So we've got the little static applicator, and we're going to do because we got like a little creek in here. We're going to do that with UV resin.
Yep.
We're going to give that a go.
Yep.
So is that cool?
That will be cool, and I think by the time we've done that, and I'll finish.
And can we put water like over here a bit too?
Yeah, that's
and
the
make
idea.
It look wet.
And that should, for the most part, with the exception of little details here and there, should really get it close to completion.
And then it's a matter of sticking little cows and stuff.
Yeah, it's a matter of adding little tiny details.
You got to have animals, don't you?
But yeah, fundamentally, this isn't far from. We're at the halfway point.
Well,
and you can play with it just about every day, can't you?
Yep.
That's really cool.
In any room of the house.
And this is, you can do this on your coffee table effectively, can't you?
Yeah, or you could build something like this into a coffee table and put a glass.
No.
Yeah.
And have a choo-choo going under it.
That's it. So yeah,
the mind boggles.
Possibilities are endless, aren't they?
All right. Thank you, Marlin. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for. This is episode 2, I suppose, of the building, and it's come a long way.
Brett's Ballast.
We better talk Brett's Ballast. That's right.